Not everybody gets to do arena rock as it was once called in the day, but once you get to the top, not everybody stays there.
And my mom dropped me off in the parking lot at 10 a.m. She was going to be back at midnight. This is pre-cell phones. Which, I mean, now that I'm looking back at that, I'm like, why would you just leave me there? Like, I was like...
She was hoping, Martin.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, his mom abandoned him at a concert at 10 a.m. And he's hanging out at 12 years old in a concert venue by himself for hours and hours. And it's not hard to think that some older gentleman might have picked him up.
So, yeah, Yoshi did that. But
what was weird was when you're just idling around the track, it wants to go like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely towards the fence.
Jim, are you retired yet, or you're still working?
I was let go from my job last October.
That was a horrible question. I admit that.
And then they've got the 600 outlaw, 600 non-wing, 600 wing, senior class.
You know, the only thing my wife ever told me I couldn't have is my own circus.
Well, what are you talking about? Everything you do is a circus.
Well, no, I don't.
You know, we have Circus City in Indiana.
What's Circus City?
I don't know, Peru, Indiana.
What is it?
That's where
It's where all the carnies live.
I'm just going to say lasagna. It's the same freaking lasagna on every plate.
The views expressed in this presentation are those of the host and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brothers, we are at refreshment.
In 5, 4, 3. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Welcome to the At Refreshment Masonic Video Podcast. I'm your host, Wesley Reuter. I am here with Marty, Eric, and once again, our special guest, Jim Boyer.
Hello.
Welcome.
He's a figment of our imagination.
I know, right?
Oh, I got shit stuck in my teeth, but try not to figure
Probably
it
use
out
some
on
toilet
the
paper to get
camera,
that out.
All right, so Marty, we have another a Marty special, I guess, right?
Well, I don't know. I guess I've been
Kind of held this a little secret and just want to
No,
like
it's
kind of
not
throw
secret.
some. Yes, it is.
This
You
is
just
to
wanna
you, a
surprise
Marty's
us.
special report.
Well, no, I wanted to talk about someday. So, yes, I guess I just text you guys like, hey,
I just hope
wanted...
it's a nice surprise, not like the last surprise you promised me when we stayed in the hotel together.
We're not going to talk about that.
So let's talk about that one afterwards. I want to hear this story.
No, but like, so besides the company that I own on nights and weekends, professionally during the day, I do work from my home office. And that, fortunately, unfortunately, sometimes leaves me chronically online. I rarely get to take a true lunch break. So, you know, if I find out 5 minutes to jump on Twitter or Reddit or something, that's kind of what I do to kind of kill my time in between other stuff I do professionally. And recently there was a stir up on the Twitter machine, which I'll never call X. I'm sorry, Elon Musk. I'll never call X. And actually, I don't like your cars either.
Should have named it Z.
Z would have been cooler.
Zed.
Yeah, no. But either way, so
Zeta.
H.
But either way, I was on the Twitter machine, and I was looking at the Twitters and seeing the Twitters.
It was in the Twittersphere.
Yeah, I was. And out of nowhere, I sign on, and everyone is clowning on Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray.
Well, it's a
Clowning
name I
about
have
what?
not heard in a long time.
Well, that might lead into what we're talking about. So I guess Sugar Ray has been performing at amusement parks and like the pavilions for the shows and all that.
Okay.
And people were like, "Oh, look at Sugar Ray! Look how far he's fallen." And then I'm like, well, that's stupid. Then I watched the video, and he just looks like super happy, actively working, and people are happy to see him. And I was like, why are people so stupid and negative?
Here's what I see about that. People can say whatever they want, but when bands play, they're getting paid.
Yeah, you got
to make money, right?
Yeah.
Same thing can be said for any act that makes it to Vegas and is in residency in Vegas. It's like the graveyard of band acts, but those guys are being paid for like
You're getting
5
paid,
to 10
man.
years,
You're working.
and you got a place to stay.
Yeah. And a free buffet ticket, continental breakfast in the morning.
Oh yeah, sure.
Well,
no.
where did Sugar Ray get their start?
I don't even know.
Small places.
Where did every band get their
Oh, yeah.
start
Oh,
before
small
Sugar
places,
Ray?
yeah.
Well, yeah. So
Okay.
you started what?
Everything is up from your garage. And if people like your music,
If you're
and
still,
they're still listening to it and enjoying it,
if you're
what's
still
the
getting
problem?
paid for your music, you're still performing.
Not everybody gets to do arena rock as it was once called in the
Yeah.
day. But once you get to the top, not everybody stays there. Not everybody can do the performance like that.
I
Not
guess-
everybody wants to see it either.
I guess what I've been like pondering, because I was like, man, a bunch of people piled on Sugar Ray, poor Mark McGrath, but then a bunch were like, yo, man, he's working, he's doing his thing.
Yeah,
like, I don't know
see
what you
that
guys
as
are
an issue.
talking about. But that was kind of like a similar version of this. I think his name was Geoffrey or Jeffrey Owens. He played Elvin Thibodeau on The Cosby Show.
Okay.
That was when Cosby was still America's favorite dad and before all things happened.
Roofies.
Yeah. Cosby.
That's before putting
But no,
something
but, so
else.
the character played Elvin. He was working at a Trader Joe's somewhere, because if people don't know, Trader Joe's offers part-time benefits, and if you're still a working actor, it's probably a good time to good place.
Wait, are we talking about Mark McGrath now? Or
No,
No,
well,
Elvin.
it's the same concept.
Okay,
It's
all
the same concept to hate. And people were like, well, look at this guy. He's, like he's like a loser because he works at Trader Joe's now. And I'm like, what the hell makes you a loser about working at Trader Joe's? And he's still working at I know he's did some hilarious roles. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That brought me great joy. But who are these people that are saying people are
Why
unsuccessful?
do you get to judge? Yeah.
Yeah, and what even is success anymore? Because I think in this weird new Instagram, I mean, as much as I say I'm chronically online, and then I'm kind of talking about how it ruins people's heads. What is happiness? Because I bet you any money, Mark McGrath, if for some reason you watch our show, which would be the biggest plot twist ever, tell us if you're happy. But no, I'm like, this guy's working. He's out there. He's wearing his little blue Sugar Ray outfit, doing the Sugar Ray dance. And I watched the video. I'm seeing all this stuff. I'm like, man, I bet that dude's happy as hell. And these people are here happy to see him. First off, who are these miserable people that want to drag everybody else down? And I kind of want to talk to you guys. At what point in your life did you consider yourself successful or happy? And what did it? Because I could actually talk about it for me, but I'm kind of getting obsessed with the concept of happiness. And is happiness really part of the Masonic wages in a weird way?
I think Jim's happiness stems from large cutlery.
Could be. I can give you a for instance, though.
I love it, for instance. Let's
Where
go.
I'm from in Monticello, Indiana, we have Indiana Beach.
Where there's more than corn in Indiana.
Yes. Back starting when Indiana Beach first started, they had a ballroom, it's still there, and all the big bands played there. Louis Armstrong, Count Basie, all these bands came in. Through the 60s, Janis Joplin, Chicago. I can't even think of all the different bands that played there. And it's just a little stage in a little ballroom on a lake in Monticello, Indiana. But they all came there. And it was like, I missed out on that because I wasn't old enough to go to that stuff.
Yeah.
I can remember going down there and watching the Banana Splits. I thought that was a
But
great
even
thing
then,
when I was a little
you know,
kid. But
if you may not be in arena rock situations, but if you're still being paid for your work,
yeah.
how are you not successful?
And that's where I'm at.
And you're making those people out there that just paid good money to watch you happy.
Are
Yes.
are you talking about the successful that is only measured in dollar signs?
Okay, see, that gets into something else too. Now, keep in mind, happiness doesn't equal money, but it's a lot better to be sad in a Corvette than no car.
Right.
So I know when people say that money doesn't make everything. I mean, it helps. So let's,
Wiping my tears with gold silk.
yeah,
Versus sitting in the park going,
Yeah.
is this going to be comfortable tonight?
yeah. I mean, but the truth of it is, it's better to eat Franks and beans with people you love than a steak dinner alone. So that's factual. But money doesn't help.
Oh,
But Jim's at Longhorn tonight. Like, I deserve this.
I deserve this. I love this. Thank you.
But happiness is a thing to me. And when are you successful? And I think about my own life.
But
when I
is,
was
wait, okay. You mentioned happiness and success. I mentioned success, and now we're talking about two different things.
Are
But
we though?
do they equate to the same thing?
Well, just
Happiness
look at
and
it this way.
success?
I-
You can be
my-
successful and then
my
fucking
happiness
miserable.
is when I'm
Nobody
in a
ever
workshop.
says, man, that guy is so happy, but he is a miserable asshole. Nobody ever says that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
success, you can be happy with success, and you can be successful, and you can still be miserable.
So my personal definition of success would just be achieving goals I set out to attain.
So your definition revolves around achievement.
It definitely does.
My definition of success is, did I do what I set out to do? If I did what I set out to do, regardless of the results, and if I became famous or popular, my success brings me happiness. I work in my workshop at home. Did I create the thing that I meant to create? It's not going to be used by anybody but me, but that's my success and my happiness.
The famous Maxo woodshed off the famous Maxa kitchen.
Yes, it's an amazing woodshed. And
It's a
you know what?
Maxa.
You think it may not be a big workshop, and I may not be a production person where I'm making it for like an Etsy shop or something like that. But the things I make are for the people I love, and the people I love appreciate those gifts.
Okay.
I know Wes is miserable because he doesn't have a cup.
Oh, from the wine cups you make. I don't know. All right, Wes, what's your version of success?
What the fuck is that?
It's definitely not a podcast.
I have no idea. It's not this fucking podcast, that's for sure. I have no idea what that. That's a loaded question. I don't know. For me, it seems like I get a little bit ahead, and then everything just falls apart.
Well, that's the
why
take
it's
2 steps forward, 1 step back
Yeah,
problem we all
so-
face.
That's the role of life.
Well, that was even me pulling up to this podcast shooting today because I'm like, all right, everything's okay right now. I pull up and I'm like, oh, my dashboard just lit up and I know exactly what $180 sensor that is. Great. And so, I mean, I guess like that, 1 step forward, 1 step back. I don't, Jim, what do you think success is?
Family, friends, being able to spend the time with the family.
Okay, so yours relates into setting your life up in a way that you use your time for love and leisure.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I can spend it with my, and I honestly don't get to spend enough time with my kids and grandkids, but that's on me. But
You're up to 18 grandchildren now?
no, 4.
Oh, okay.
But I'm hoping this summer to be able to do a little more basketball games, football games, soccer, baseball.
And you know
my
what?
oldest-
Maybe Jim's wife is just happy in a car sewing on her own.
That's her level of success. We love you, man. But so no, but I hear you. But like, I saw people kind of just dragging on Sugar Ray, and then I saw like the angriness in some of these people just attacking this dude playing at the Epcot Pavilion, and I was like, this is the weirdest cross section of life.
Well, the haters come when they can't produce their own happiness. They got to bring everyone down to their level.
You think there's a lot of that in this stuff?
I think there's a lot of that in everything.
Really?
Well,
You got so many people in this world that they're not either happy with their progress or their success, so they're gonna just shit on everything else, so everything's covered in shit. And then everyone becomes the same level of happiness because they've shit on everything else.
Ooh, Wes, it seems like you got a thought.
okay. I'm going to be a little bit more probably honest.
What did the
than I
internet
am
grow
on-
out to you?
than I am on the podcast. But you guys know I'm just a miserable piece of shit. Okay.
I doubt that.
It's just a fact. I'm in pain, and I see things in a different way. So with that misery, I kind of don't know what success is because I'm trying to live a normal life where everybody else is normal, not dealing with a disability or pain and just dealing with the normal pains of life. I have to deal with the normal pains of life and then
some.
This extra thing. So sometimes I do shit on people's parade, but it's not like I'm trying to do it on purpose, and it's not for attention. It's something sometimes I can't control because it's just like, for whatever reason, I'm getting annoyed with
It's a
people,
frustration.
and I've removed myself from things a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Not a lot of people have that awareness. Like, hey, I got to remove myself because I'm shitting on other people's parades because for whatever reason, I'm miserable. You got to stay away from that because your misery should not take away from somebody else's happiness.
No.
That is completely ridiculous. I know I've done it, and I've
You
felt
never
it,
done
and
it to
I've
me.
seen this. I've felt that way, and I've said a lot of rude things to a lot of very good people.
You get to your threshold because of the pain, and I understand that because there's days that I can't function because I hurt so bad. And I have a very high tolerance for pain because of the situation with my body. And when I get to that point, it's like I just need to go do my own thing away from everybody. I love y'all, but I'll be back later. You
Right.
just got to walk away from it, and then everybody's like, well, what the hell's the matter with him?
So in a way, to me, that is success, that I've noticed something in myself, that I feel like I'm doing this to people, I'm acting this way. There's no reason for me to
Self-observant.
shit on somebody else's parade for the way I'm feeling. And it has taken time to realize that and just remove myself from the situation. I'm not upset with anybody there.
No,
it's
but that
because I'm
frustration
dealing
is
with
built
something,
up, yeah.
and something may just annoy me for absolutely no reason. It's like, stop, don't do that. So my success is
Not killing someone.
really different, and we've seen it in social media posts that I've made, and I've gotten in arguments with, and it still happens.
100%.
I'm not immune to this, so my success is something completely different, and that's why I didn't really
When
know
I
how
was
to
saying
answer
it, Wes, it was definitely not
No,
directed
and
at
it's
you.
not. It's not.
But it's more along the lines of like the internet trolls, the people who do it just to sow chaos, because there's something in them that they're not inherently happy with, so they've got to drag everything else around them down.
That's
The
exactly my
chaos
point.
and discord just makes their day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do get some weird haters on our posts. Wes, you usually like to engage with them.
Oh,
Well, what do you mean?
It's always
Usually,
fun.
I'm the
It's
only one.
really fun when Wes is like, "Hey, did you guys see what this guy said?"
Well, yeah, because someone like really, oh, your podcast. I'm not gonna go talk to him. I'm like, hey, first off, the comment section is always
Yeah,
undefeated.
the comment section is not,
Comment section will never lose.
No, it's designed. That's why I don't really engage. Like, if someone's like, "Hey, I love you," I'll be like, "Dude, awesome, thank you so much. Shout out your lodge. I'll try to visit it one day." But if someone's like, "You all are ruining Masonry," I'm like, I just don't. I'm like, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, I've been told that so many times. Okay, great.
That's why we're at refreshment right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, just keyword refreshment.
So I do.
There's
find
there's that one family, Rothschilds. They keep liking us on Facebook.
the Rothschilds.
The Rothschilds?
The people
So
that
they
invented
say.
the gasolines from dinosaur bones, look into it, Google it. It's not. It's a renewable resource.
Yeah,
but like
they're all named Susan, but they all different accounts.
No, I hear that, but it's like I don't know. It's like I start thinking about my life and when I'm happy, when I'm not happy. And I'll be honest, the most miserable I ever was is when I couldn't just get anything in life to stick. And I'm not going to call this brother out by name, but we have a brother in Max and I's lodge right now who, awesome dude, heart of gold, but his life isn't 100% where it needs to be. And I see a frustration in him. And I look at him, I'm like, brother, you are 27-year-old me working 3 jobs with somehow no money.
Yeah.
Not sleeping, just trying to get anything to stick so you can have a real job and someone could goddamn love you and you could feel okay tomorrow. And I think that's kind of like, we talk about me with achievements. It's not so much achievements. I want to do something, to have something, and then enjoy that something that I have.
Did you just pick something off the ground and eat it?
A Cheeto.
Apparently one fell out of the pocket.
You have pocket Cheetos?
He did.
All right, at Refreshment Family at Home, pocket Cheetos, the way it's success. But no, so it's not achievements. Like, I get, like, really giddy about the weirdest thing. Like, if I buy a loaf of bread and then I eat all the bread before the bread becomes bad, I feel like I just, like, champion the world. I don't know why.
That takes
Does
like
bread
months,
go-
though.
No, it doesn't.
It's all the stuff in there that you don't even know what
Depends
it
on
is.
depends on the bread you get.
Honestly, I've been buying my bread from Kirsten's Danish Baker in Burridge. It's $7 a loaf, but it goes bad fairly quickly. So
It's
I feel
organic.
like it's
Wrap
like
it-
legit.
Wrap it in wax paper.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
I was just
Reduce
reading
the
something
oxygen
about
going to your
that.
bread.
I thought bread lasts forever. I mean,
That shit
Nowadays.
you buy in the store
Baker's
does.
bread, bakery bread is different from like the stuff you buy at the store.
Yeah, there's no preservatives. But no, but I don't know. Is it happiness? And like in a weird way. So like, just kind of recap. Yours is living up to your word, doing what you do.
Yeah.
Mine is seeing a successful finish to the things I set out to do. A plus B equals this. You're thinking about leisure time, family, and quality time. And Wes is really rooted in personal development of what his success is. And I'm sure where we started this with Sugar Ray and Geoffrey Owens from the Cosby
Right.
Show, they have their own versions too.
but like I said, that's success. Now, like happiness. Nobody ever says, man, that guy's miserable, but he's really happy. But with success, there's 2 different levels. You
Well,
can be
yes.
successful and miserable. You can be successful and happy. But what is happiness?
All right. Well, what is happiness?
Well, that's what we're
What
here to
makes
talk
you
about.
happy?
Or what makes you
I mean,
happy.
every one of
Right?
us.
Or
is
am I?
different
Did I
sitting here.
miss something?
No. Let's talk about this stuff because like sometimes like watching like stupid people attack happy people is just driving me insane. And then I started thinking, like, well, I think I'm happy. Am I really happy?
You know what? I see your happiness most when you're posting about your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my kid doesn't suck like most of the population.
No, but you
mini-me.
truly show absolute happiness when you're spending time with your daughter.
Yes.
Right. And she brings you happiness because I think it has to do with the simplicity of life at that point.
Oh yeah.
Your particular situation is, Marty, and from the outside view, okay, is you're so busy with everything all the time, is that when you get to stop and everything stops with it, and all you're focused on is Addie, you're the most happy.
You're probably right there. Because, I mean, if I had to rank it, like, my daughter's pure happiness, then drinking with the boys, and then maybe a fresh squeezed lemonade at the fair, then spending time with the wife.
Which, by the way, lemons and ice.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
Yeah. You complete me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but that makes me happy. I guess the kid's probably the happiest thing I've ever had.
That masonry
Honestly,
makes
I
me
think
happy.
it makes you happy. The things that make you happy are when your time is less demanded of you.
Interesting.
You're going to enjoy
like
this
you said.
happiness till she turns
No,
into
because
a
like you
teenager.
said, he's most happy when he's with
Well,
his daughter.
him, yes, him.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's happiness is different.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly, yes.
My happiness is when I'm being left alone. And I'm on my own and I've got nothing, because with work, with everything going on, my brain is so fogged up and polluted with so much stuff that's going on. When I get to sit down and just turn my brain off and work on some wood project or just be in the workshop and coming up with ideas for things I want to make, my brain is no longer being pulled in 17 different directions. It's focused on one thing. And that allows me time to be happy in the moment.
Yeah. And your job is chaotic because, I mean, you work for someone, but then since you cater to all the, the people purchasing, vendors and all this stuff, you serve so many different gods. Because, like, while you're fulfilling, one guy was great. But I mean, professionally, you got to make sure the company's happy. But then you got, like, 3 or 4 people buying stuff. And, you guys know what I mean.
Like the Inquisition is coming for this guy.
Just one guy.
Inquisition.
I have a wife. I love her. I'm straight.
Allegedly. But, shout out Brian Mullen. But,
Okay, sailor.
yeah. But I
I'm
don't
a
know.
good sea captain.
So, yeah, but that's, my happiness, that's success. Where do you stand? Does happiness equal success, or how do you break those two up?
I'm going to say no. I
Okay.
mean, I think I was fairly successful. I had a good job. I was doing everything. My true happiness was either going to one of my grandkids' games or something as simple as going out to the family farm and just mowing.
Simplicity.
Yeah. I go out there and I got a set of little headphone things with a radio in it, put that on and mow for 5 or 6 hours.
Were you doing talk or music?
Music.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not much for talk radio.
I grew up on talk radio. Maybe it's like being in my dad's truck while he was working, or like, coming back. I go with him at night to do stuff, and then we'd be listening like Coast to Coast AM and all that old crazy shit.
See, you said that. When I was my second wife, I worked for her dad doing for the Indianapolis Star. We'd drive to Indianapolis and pick up newspapers and deliver them to carriers all the way back up to Monticello. And middle of the night, Art Bell, Coast to Coast, and listen to some of that shit. And I'm like, God, I'm normal compared to some of these folks.
So I used to listen. Actually, it's funny.
Jesus.
Back when I was early 20s and I was driving those mosquito abatement spray trucks at night, I'd be
Do they have
listening-
asbestos in trailers?
They have a lot of stuff everywhere, asbestos and everything. But I was driving, I'd be spraying for mosquitoes, and I'd be listening to Coast, talking about aliens and vampires
Oh, yeah.
and like psychics all night. Dude, I'd be deep in some like Lake County, Illinois Forest Preserve, just terrified at some point.
Yeah,
'Cause I'd be
so you're
listening to
driving down the road going, what was that light?
I mean, so yeah.
Did I just see somebody standing in the bushes back there? What the hell?
Actually, craziest thing I've ever seen with someone coming out was not too far from here at a campground. I know it sounds like I'm telling a little ghost story, but we were hanging out there in God, what is that? Where's that that burger place? Where did we spend that one New Year's Eve at that bowling alley?
Not too far from here. You're talking about Pins?
Yeah, what town's that?
Pins
in?
in Yorkville.
Yeah, it's a Yorkville. There's a campground too far there. A buddy of mine lived there. And we were taking one of the golf carts out by the old, like, abandoned campground. Like, this is, like, some, like, real spooky Friday the 13th stuff. But I remember we were looking at some burnt out building, and then like we were like left there when I'm on the golf cart, and I'm the one like facing backwards, and I watched a figure walk out from where we just were and look at me. I'm like, go, get the hell out of here! Like I don't know who that was. It was so spooky. So I mean, I don't know, man.
Meth is a hell of a thing.
Meth is a hell of a thing. But I don't know. I guess I just
At least he still got his teeth.
yeah. But no, but I guess that's like I have to ask myself, am I happy? And are things happy? And is Sugar Ray happy? And I don't know why I've tied my happiness to Sugar Ray's, but I guess I'm just at a point in my life where I'm like, all right, I'm 39, 40's coming pretty quick. What have I done with the first half of this thing?
40.
Yeah.
No, I'm still 39.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to think I'm older than.
So I'm like starting to think like, when does this like did I do enough with this first 40? So I mean, I don't know. I guess like this started with something online, but I guess it's really itching at me. I don't know if this is like a midlife thing I'm doing right now or what it is, but what's happiness? What's success? And is there
I will say, Marty, of all the people I know, you are most concerned with everyone else's happiness before your own.
Mm-hmm.
that's wow.
You
very kind.
you go out of your way to make sure everyone is having a good time or having fellowship or enjoying themselves while you also
Yeah.
do your fellowship and happiness, but you also make it a point to go out of your way to ensure everyone is getting happiness out of it.
And and that actually kind of, I think, stems on something. Me and my wife were talking about this the other day, and because I was kind of talking about, honey, I'm just kind of a weird, fucked up special needs kid, and and I know it sounds horrible, and I'm not talking about the amazingly intellectual.
Wait a minute. Please support the autism shirt and we can get some help for poor Marty here.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But like, so I mean, I was
We do take donations ahead of the show.
Please.
Only on PayPal right now.
No, but like, just to be truthful with those at home, I had a lot of learning disabilities. I was in weird special classes, and like now, like my nephew who's autistic, who I love, he's the smartest, most beautiful, kind boy in the world. They had like a special extra teacher like in the room for him, so he's with all the kids. They like locked us away somewhere. It was freaky. And
did you see him almost get killed in the wrestling at the wrestling event? It's on YouTube.
yes, it is. Yes, the wrestling event. But it's like I was such so tied to like I worry about other people because I was like such like this like miserable, just bullied kid, and it was horrible, and I had like no friends. And I think puberty is what changed my life. Actually, I remember the first.
God, I hope so.
Let me guess, you made more of your friends in high school than you did in grade school.
No, because I dropped out a couple months into freshman year. I never went to high school.
It was freshman year?
I dropped out freshman year.
No, I didn't know
that
it was
was
I'm not trying to get all in. I didn't know it was freshman
100%.
year.
Yeah. So I did 7th grade twice, dropped out 6 months into freshman year. Got my GED at 16 though, which was I tested early for that. Like, which is like so crazy because like all the schools were like, hey, your kid's like unteachable. We should teach him how to like pack crayons in boxes and go lock him up somewhere and feed him goddamn fish heads. I know you think I'm talking crazy, but that's like what it was. And like then I take my damn GED at 16, don't even try that hard, pass it, and then I do all my community college placements. They're like, oh, you're in honors, everything but math. And I was like, I would so love to go back and say something to so many of these teachers. I don't remember a few of you. I hope I run into you. But I was such a miserable kid. And I was very lonely. And I remember the first time I made a friend, and this is like a weird story. And I was telling my wife this the other day because my wife never, and actually none of you ever did, but her specifically, when sometimes I got like weird little things that bother me or like weird pain and shit I hold on to, I'm like, she doesn't get it. I'm like, you've seen a version of Marty that exists in Masonry, that exists in independent wrestling, Marty the DJ, Marty the author, all these different things I've done. I've been in like independent horror movies. I've chased every dream I did. I was a stand-up comedian for a while. I've done all. Like, you've only seen this like weird, bulletproof, Grand Royal Arch chapter, Grotto Fez on, helping the kids version of me, dude. Ozfez 1999. I was 12 years old, and I wanted to go, and I got a ticket for my birthday. It was at the Tweeter Center, which I think is now the First Midwest Bank Amphitheater. It was the World Music Theater.
Whatever it is, yeah.
In Tinley Park, Illinois, which, despite all of our technology advances, they still can't figure out that goddamn parking lot. But that's a whole other story. You get trapped in there for hours, but whatever. So it was Ozfest. I wanted to go. I wanted to see Ozzy. I wanted to go like experience this thing like that I would see in like Circus magazine, like the heavy metal magazine, because I knew heavy metal existed. And I mean, I was listening to like, it was kind of weird too, because I was a very unpopular kid, but I had Deicide albums in 2nd grade because a guy my aunt was dating was super into death metal. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll go with Best Buy and buy this Deicide album. So like jamming out to Deicide as a kid. So I was always into everything. But so I go there, and I was so lonely, and my mom dropped me off in the parking lot at 10 a.m. She was going to be back at midnight. This is pre-cell phones, which, I mean, now that I'm looking back at that, I'm like, why would you just leave me there? Like, I was like...
She was hoping, Marty.
Yeah, I know. I know. But my whole goal that day, and maybe this is my first brush with the concept of happiness, was I was like, God damn it, Marty, you're going to make a friend today. You have to stop being so lonely. You have to go into this concert and just talk to somebody. Someone here has to like you and not treat you like a fucking two-headed monkey shit pile human. And I know it's humorous, but I'm getting actually emotional when I say
We're
this.
watching a lot of Saturday Night Live at this time, right?
Probably. No, Mad
Smalley?
TV at that era. Mad TV was way better. But shout out Will Sasso. When you're fat, you're funny. When you lose weight, you suck. But... I went there, and like all I did that day, I don't know if this was like trial by fire for the version of me you see right now, or how I talk and how I do things. I just decided to walk up to everybody and just have a conversation. School wasn't working to make friends. The kids at church thought I was weird. Like there was nowhere I went to where they're like, "Hey, I'm so happy he's here." Like nowhere. Like Cub Scouts sucked. Broke my foot right when I joined the wrestling team. So that whole year was a bust. So then I went to this concert, and I talked to everybody. And I don't know why I decided that day. I'm like, just go say outlandish shit to people and see if it pans out. I swear to God. And it's so funny because now I'm like
Marty,
30.
Was your first friend Yoshi?
He's not far after this.
I'm just putting things together in my mind. I'm like, his mom abandoned him at a concert at 10 a.m. And he's hanging out at 12 years old in a concert venue by himself for hours and hours. And it's not hard to think that some older gentleman might have picked him up.
So, yeah, Yoshi did that, but that was later.
Yoshi with the full beard coming up, they're going,
Yeah.
come with
No,
me,
my
young
mom
man.
did give me lunch money, but no. So, I mean, I guess that was like my first. I mean, I was like part of that like era where like parents would get divorced. And like then they were like, they'd have this horrible multi-year court thing that just destroyed your mind. And that's why like all of our friends that maybe go through something, I'm like, dude, please go to counseling, go to a church counselor, go to another counselor. Because I'm gonna tell you what, right now, if they don't have kids, I really don't care. Like, do you, boo boo? But when people are like locked down, and I know, hey, goddamn, Eric, I'm not trying to get too personal. Like, I know you and Cass are working on a baby right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you want to call me over for tips, whatever you want to do, let me know. No, I'm joking around. But to me, you guys are parents though, because you're so hands on with your niece, man.
We're the perpetual aunt and uncle for like everybody.
Me too.
Yeah.
Uncle
so
Eric.
it's Uncle Max.
But like that's the same. And you guys need to be
is
strong,
Max.
and you guys need to be a unit. And then that kind of screwed me up when I was a kid with my parents and all that. And I guess I like this whole episode's becoming like, hey, let's talk about this one random thing I saw on Twitter, and we're gonna riff on it. And now I'm just like, hey, let me talk about some stuff that's been bothering me for 30 years. But no, so like my parents did. It was a horrible court case, and like they were like too worried about fighting each other, and like not loving little Marty, and it was sucked bad. And I don't know, just through all this though, I kind of got to a point where I didn't understand what happiness was, and I like now I guess like I'm 39, I think I'm super happy, but I'm scared I'm tricking myself and I'm not happy, but that doesn't even make sense. But to wrap it up, I went to Ozfest. I made a ton of friends. And I talked to everyone that
Finally,
day.
the circle completes.
I know I had such a good time. I met so many people, and then through concerts and subcultural music, I made more friends. I mean, there's always been like a part of my life where Masonry or like this weird like carved out caveat is kind of where I dwell in some esoteric hole in the wall. If it's with D&D kids, if it's with theater kids, if it's with the Juggalos, whoop whoop. If it's with the Freemasons, if it's with promoting concerts, with DJs, if it's doing this comedy stuff, I love stuff that brings people together. And I don't know, I guess.
So that makes you happy.
I think it does. I think that was
Now
my
that you
first
find,
bit of
now
happiness.
that you,
So what you're
now,
saying is I nailed it.
Wait,
I hit it on the head.
Okay, so everything you said at this point in your life, you didn't know how to make friends, you weren't happy, and you just created your own happiness. And in it, you found something in you that the happiness that you most enjoy is gathering people to make sure that they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Then explain Yoshi.
Well, he's a failed experiment. No, I met Yoshi at an ice skating rink.
Did he offer you candy?
No, but actually he was the reason I was able to drop out freshman year because he was like 32 and had a car. No, he was like 5 years older than me. But then Andre Smith, who's you see me on Facebook a lot, yeah, he was like, because me and him were like our age, and he had half the same problems I do. I wouldn't even talk about this if he was on these episodes today, because I think he had it a little harder than me. But yeah, but no, then we just met people, and it's just like been a vibe for years. Like honestly, but like if I like, but my personal track record of like unhappy to things started going in the right direction would have been Ozfest '99. And I remember that concert vividly. Korn played no, not Korn. Slipknot played the second stage. They weren't that famous yet. I met Static X. Ozzy killed it. My mom eventually came back
This
for
must
me.
have been Alpine, right?
No, Tinley Park. Alpine's in Wisconsin.
Because I was there, and I remember Slipknot being like the
Oh,
second or third band on the main stage.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's
You're
when
right.
they had the orange jumpsuits. I was there.
Well, good. Maybe I talked to you that day.
I doubt it. I would have remembered.
You were this long ago. You remember me?
Yeah, because
So like random kid in like a Marilyn Manson bucket hat coming up, telling you like a weird old Andrew Dice Clay joke.
That was you?
Your way. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, dude. Like I guess like happiness is people to me, and I think if you can get a lot of people together that you love, and do something productive for each other or the world, I think that's about as good as it gets. And yeah, my daughter's, of course, I mean, top tier, I think, is my goddamn daughter.
Right.
But I think I do find a lot of happiness in this and success. And yeah, I do. I do like getting people together.
Yeah. For the record, I didn't make friends until I was in college.
Well, why'd you have any friends? Why'd you go to Ozfest?
I was the bullied kid.
And now you bully me.
I was bullied kid. No, I don't bully you. I just give you back rubs.
Dude.
Actually, you know
Forceful
what?
back rubs.
All right, here's the funny thing about his back rubs. I've actually tried to convince him to quit his job and go into physical therapy because back with his powerlifting record and other things, he has a very. Are we shut off the hands?
Stout hands. Stout hands.
Yeah, he. Everyone sign a petition for
Don't
Eric
do
to leave the hardware store and
Don't
go
do
into physical therapy.
I won't do it.
Because pretty soon medicine is going to be the only place to make money left.
won't
That's a
do
whole
it.
nother story.
I won't do it.
But yeah, I guess that's my success and happiness. Oh, has anyone ever had any other breakthrough moments where you think you turned a corner in your life?
Chris Nygren was my first friend.
Chris Nygren was?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
wow.
the first person to actually put time into me.
Okay.
Shout out Chris Nygren. You're my
Were
best-
you guys met
You're my best friend, even though I'm not yours.
Well, what? I think we should figure that comment out. Were you guys met at community college?
Yeah.
Which community college?
Trenton.
Yeah, it was at college dropouts. It's college of Page.
Yeah. No, me, him, Ulrich, we were all friends. We hung out.
Yeah, Wes,
First
what
time I actually
community
hung out.
college did you go to, like, when you were pretending you had a plan?
What's community college?
You didn't go to community college?
No.
You would have been Moraine Valley, right?
It would have been Moraine Valley, but no, I didn't go to
I thought we
community
all just
college.
kind of bumbled around community college for a year or two pretending we're doing stuff.
No,
I went to
no,
trade
I didn't.
school.
What trade you go into?
Automotive and diesel repair was what I went to school for, and then I did the mechanic thing for about 2 or 3 years, and then got into parts.
Parts is better. If I could wave my magic
It's a lot
wand-
easier on the hands too.
Oh, I'm sure. But yeah, getting into parts is good. And Victoria's in parts, technically, right?
I don't even know what he does.
I went to school to be a teacher.
I think he's in truck parts. You guys should
Is
talk.
it truck parts?
I'm pretty
I don't
sure he's
know.
in truck
I don't know
parts.
if it's truck parts or what, but
So I know sometimes he goes on deliveries and he smokes cigars in the work truck and he stops by my house and I order a shawarma from a place on the corner I like. This nice Syrian family. Yeah. Shout out Mark and the
And the Syrians.
Syrian. Yeah, shout out to all the Syrians. God bless you.
Yeah.
nice.
So, all right. And that's what you wanted to set out to do? Work on trucks, but then you got better into parts?
I started out in working on cars because I really didn't want to get into the truck part because that shit's so big.
Yeah, man.
And you know, most of the guys I know that work in trucks, they've had to quit because bad backs. That shit weighs a ton, man. You pull a cylinder head off and it's like the size of a dinner table off one of those diesels or a rear end that's, you know, off a semi. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that. So I did the car thing. And like I said, about 3 years, and then I went into the parts and I liked it a whole lot better.
How many years did you do parts?
On again and off again over 42 years.
Let's put it in. Jim, are you retired yet, or you're still working?
I was let go from my job last October.
That was a horrible question.
Coming-
Omit that.
Coming home from Evansville from No Res, and my boss called me and let me go over the phone.
That's shitty.
It was.
What's this name?
Yeah, where's he live?
He lives. I'm just leaving it at that.
Who you
It's
are?
a big place. We're gonna find you though.
We're gonna find you,
But
and I'm gonna put my hands.
all
on
right. So you got. So what's your kind of long-term vision now?
Well, was that happiness? You got getting
you.
fired?
That was not happening.
Honestly, it was probably one of the better things to happen because, like the year before, I had went into AFib, and
You've spent a lot more time on yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I've gone almost a year since my they put the paddles to me and shocked me.
Holy, they had to do all that.
Yeah, I had to take medication up until January last year, and then they took me in. They run a scope down my throat so they could see the backside of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looked good with that. They had the, I don't know what you call these adhesive pad things they put on you, and then they hit the button and shock the shit out of you.
Yeah, get your heart back in the right rhythm.
Yeah. And I haven't had any problems since. And then in November, they took me off the medication because I've stayed for almost a year.
Was it a heart attack or were you just out of?
No, AFib. AFib's
AFib
a,
Oh, God, that's what I messed
Yeah.
up. I'm sorry.
The bottom part of my heart was right steady at 66 beats a minute. The top part was like an animal playing the drums on the Muppet Show.
yeah. So
And
my
I'm
wife,
sitting there in a chair and I'm like, something does
my
not
wife had an
feel right.
AFib from she had an open heart surgery and the scar tissue was causing a issue, so she actually had to
Mine was
have it
stress.
corrected.
Hey, from the job?
Yeah. My service writer had quit and they brought this kid in and he didn't know anything. And every day dealing with him just led to the, if he doesn't go away, I'm going to kill him and I'm going to have to spend time in an orange chute.
Oh, he's an MFC.
Oh, I was so mad at this kid. Finally, I told the boss that you need to get him somewhere else before he kills me because of this, or I
call those MFCs. It's like trying to train a monkey.
Definitely
fucking
gonna have to
coconut.
cut that.
Oh, it was terrible. And once he was gone, my stress level dropped. My old service writer came back and we did good up until last summer, and it started going again. In October, I was let go. It's like, this is probably the best thing that happened. And I've been looking for something else to do. We work at the racetrack part-time doing the racetrack thing, and it works out good.
I would say, have you tried working at Menards? It's so unstressful.
No.
Yeah, it's just
I
not
am not a
stressful at all.
carpenter person.
No, I've
so-
never seen this guy be happy. Don't work there. I love Menards. Is actually my favorite hardware store. But no, he's not a happy man. So, but now the racetrack. But like you're very involved with midget racing.
Micro sprints,
Micro sprint.
which is a step below the midget cars.
No, those are the ones with the tilted wing on the side. Yeah.
There's with wing and without wing, but
Yeah.
Or is that two different classes?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. They run the micro sprints run a 600cc bike motor.
Now you were saying something about races earlier. Is there a race coming up?
We race just about every weekend. It started last weekend. I worked at the track last night. I help out at the front gate, and I'm in talks with the owner of the track about maybe doing a Masonic day in September, and I want to try to get as many different Masonic groups to the track.
See, I grew up going to racetracks.
Mhm.
My dad was a mechanic. I actually used to go to the racetrack down by your house.
Santa Fe Speedway.
Santa Fe Speedway.
Red clay track, greatest track in the world.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
But that's where I grew up, man. I grew up every weekend. I was down at the track with my dad. He'd be in the pit, and we'd be sitting on the sidelines watching everything going around.
My friend that owns it, that was originally him and I and his sister. We raced Indiana, Illinois, and all over the place doing that. And back then they were like a 250cc single cylinder motor, and I think they had a twin 250cc class.
When's the last time you got on the track and actually did it yourself?
Oh hell no! No. Back in it was either the 80s or the 90s, my friend, his name is also Jim, talked me into getting into the car so that I'd understand more about, when he says it's pushing, that I'd understand
What it's doing.
what it's doing.
Yeah.
And we tried to get my big hiney in the car, and we ended up having to take the seat out. And there was a 2x12 laying there, so we laid it across
Yeah,
the
well,
frame.
car ran good. Did Jimmy Jack the Whiz getting a little
It was an interesting ride around the track, and I was like, I thought I was really flying, and I come back in and he goes, dude, You need to go up another gear.
You're doing
and keep it
56
correct.
miles an hour, man.
You're getting pretty close, if even that. And I'm like, I'm watching the fence post go, and I'm like, man, I'm really going. And I pull in, and he goes, dude, you need to go a little faster. Well, what was weird was when you're just idling around the track, it wants to go like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely towards the fence. Once you get up to speed, then it does into the turn just like it's supposed to. And I said, okay, that's enough. I went to get out, and I looked down, the 2x12's just hanging there. One part's dragging the ground full of mud, and I'm like, my ass was this close to be dragging on the asphalt. I'm good.
Oh, jeez. That's wild. What is the name of the racetrack?
US 24 Speedway.
And what part of Indiana?
It is between Logansport and Monticello, Indiana. It's been there for a long time. I want to say it was like in the 50s or 60s.
If we do a
it
road
started.
trip, I might be able to convince the wife to go down.
Oh, we should.
Saturday nights, they run junior sprints, which is they run like a Predator motor on those little kids.
Mhm.
And then they've got the 600 Outlaw, 600 non-wing, 600 wing, senior class. We left there at 11 o'clock last night, and it was a blast watching them. It's the first I've got to watch them this
I
year.
love going to Joliet, the Dirty O down there.
The Dirty Oval is cool.
Yeah, get the figure 8 race
Yeah.
or the demolition derbies.
Yeah, we have the grotto outing we do at Sycamore
Sycamore, yeah.
Speedway. That's like a dirt track.
That inspired some of us to think about actually purchasing a car for the grotto to enter into some of the races.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, I
That'd be an
don't.
awesome idea.
It's a bad
I think
idea.
it's a good idea in theory, but when somebody gets hurt, then we're gonna be like, oh, maybe
No
this
one's gonna
wasn't.
get hurt.
Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. We do have a brother Mason over there that races at Lake Psychic.
Does he?
Yes.
And he completely financially backs his own car, his own
Yeah.
team, everything.
Because we actually thought about purchasing a car and just putting like a grotto fez on it. Just
There's
we
a
talked about it. I'm not saying
there's
this
a
was,
rusted out Dodge Neon waiting
Yeah.
for us out there to get
I think,
someday.
didn't we talk about this a while back?
We might have.
Ryan?
We could easily make a fez out of a garbage can and chain.
I mean, you know how
It was like
happy everyone in Grotto
endurance
would
race.
Yeah.
that might be,
Yeah, Marty, you should
encouraging
convince the
the
happiness,
happiness
to buy a
to
car
some grotto members.
and put a
you know?
giant trash can
I'm not
fez on
saying
top of
me
a
in
car.
particular. I think it's a good idea in theory, but in practicality, we'd have to really think about it. But in theory, it sounds like a great idea.
I can make a fez tassel out of some
I want to
aviation
do it
wire.
now. The only thing my wife ever told me I couldn't have is my own circus.
Well, what are you talking about? Everything you do is a circus.
Well, no, I know that. But like one year, the Shrine was trying to get the Chicago Circus back, and I loved the Medina Shriner Circus when I was a kid. Super happy memory for me. There was a toy table and everything you'd buy, and it would work while you're there. They would break on the way home. Such amazing stuff. But like I told my wife they were trying to get back here. Like I might try to get. I was gonna hook up with Crispy from Saba Grotto in Oklahoma, who's a carny or something by trade. I don't know what he is. We got a pointy mustache and a hat. He might work at Geek Squad for all I know. I'm just like,
So
hey,
you know this for a fact, or you just guessing
he's
because
some
of
type
his
of
mustache?
carny. He's some type of carny.
Okay.
No, I don't know what. I don't know
Guess
if
his weights.
I don't know. If he,
Hey, you got a carny mustache.
yeah, I don't know if he does like the
remember
water balloon gimmick or sells the cotton candy or bites the chicken heads off.
You know we have Circus City in Indiana.
What's Circus City? I don't know.
Peru, Indiana.
What is it?
That's where
It's where all the carnies live.
in the wintertime, a lot of them would go over there and spend time in the wintertime.
When they weren't touring?
Yeah. And I have seen a circus train going over there.
Really?
Yeah.
So circuses are great to me, and I was actually watching Wicked. Like this week, my wife started watching my crap. Thank you for watching The Wraith with a very young. Who was that? Was it Charlie Sheen? I forget who was in it, but that's a crazy movie.
I think it was.
Oh,
It was
the
Charlie Sheen.
'80s movie.
Yeah, the Raise with the Raise
Oh,
Charlie
the Ra-
Sheen.
yeah, I don't know where like YouTube movies.
Had
the
the
other-
little Dodge in it.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. Concept
Everything
car.
was a DSM in that almost.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't know where like YouTube movies was like, hey, do you want to watch Corvette Summer and Mark Hamill? I'm like, yeah. Do you remember Gumball Rally? I'm like, the RC Cola to Cannonball Run's Coca-Cola? Yes, I do. It's like there was like just weeks of hot rod movies at my house, and my wife put her foot down. She's like, we're watching Wicked and Wicked for Good this week, and I was like, that's fair. So
Best movie ever was Hollywood Nights.
what a great movie. But Oz, man, Oz was just a carny. They just drifted in there, and then he like tricked everybody. I don't know. I love carnies. I love carnivals. I think I don't know. Maybe I could revisit the circus with my wife. I don't know.
So look up Peru, Indiana,
Right now.
and
Yeah,
you
and then
can
text
see
your
the
wife.
different things they've got going on because they
No,
still
make
call
sure
it
you
Circus
look it up and then text it to your wife.
Circus City, and they still have stuff from the circus over there. And
So actually, kind of where a lot of us live, not far from where you live or I live. When you're from where you live, we have the Showman's and Rest in Chicago where the carnival train turned over and they have that mass burial grave. And I have no idea what mass carny burial has to do with my Understanding Happiness episode. Now I just realized that was weird to even talk about.
You know, we always start off great on a certain subject, and then we just fall off the rails.
It's
goes
called
south quick.
a train wreck.
That's why we should have named the podcast. Train
well, real
wreck.
quick, back to the racetrack. I'm going to try to get a date set up in September, and I'm inviting every
Yeah, for sure, man. Let us know.
group, shrine, grotto. If you've got little cars, big cars, whatever, we'd love to have you over there and do a
And that would be such a huge thing.
set up some
Can you
tables.
imagine if
for-
we got together and we set up a Shriners race where everyone's racing their go-karts?
I think it's been done, but it should be done again.
It should be done again.
Yeah.
It should be done this September.
And we've had
And
some
we'll crown the
pretty
greatest.
famous
We'll
people
crown
over
the
there,
greatest
too.
grotto or Shriner unit.
One, yeah, which Bush is it? Kyle and his son have both raced
Oh,
over
is
there.
it the one everyone's like F. Kyle Busch is a big thing to scream at the races?
You know what? I never heard it when he was over there.
Really? Because I think isn't he like the new Jeff Gordon? He's fun to rag on.
It could be. I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen it. It is a treat to watch his son drive.
You know why
And-
everyone hated Jeff Gordon? Because he spoke proper English.
Unheard of.
Well, yeah, he was from Indiana/California, and he goes down there with all this other folks.
You could understand what he was talking about after races. That's why people hated him so much. He was happy speaking normal English. Happiness, Marty. Happiness.
Do you think Jeff Gordon's happy?
You know what? Probably.
I think he's happier when he gets a chance to get back in the car.
Is
Yeah.
Danica Patrick still driving?
No, she retired.
No.
She's retired. I
She's a
think.
podcaster now.
I did see something about that. Yeah.
Hey, guys. That's Danica Patrick right there.
Yeah. You know, but actually, hold on. Going back to happiness and talking about podcasts, because anyone can have a podcast. Anyone can self-publish a book.
And please don't talk about podcasts and happiness, because that doesn't fucking equate to shit.
To the Rubik's Cube of your life right now. But what I'm saying is, here's another thing for happiness. Once upon a time, if you wanted to be in a movie, you wanted to do this, you wanted to do that, it was hard. You had to go to places, you had to go to film school. Do you guys think for happiness, this new world we live in with no barrier of entry to anything, where you have people that just self-publish to Amazon and have hits, people that shoot movies on iPhones, do you think we're better off living in this time that everything is so open
No.
source?
I miss no cell phones.
Well, no, not cell
Yeah.
phones. Okay, all right. So you guys think cell phones are evil and
Cell phones are evil.
Social media is my thing. I'm getting to the point where I don't like social media, and it's really started here recently with all the political
Nonsense.
crap
Yeah,
You know,
nonsense.
well,
on
that's
there,
everything.
and it's like I could go days without looking at Facebook. Really,
You know,
I do like it. The fact that I can get on and chat with my friends
Sure.
and see what's going on at the various shrines, grottos, lodges, yada yada.
You
yada.
like communication.
Yeah, but the political side of it, there is some hateful people out there.
They're just
Absolutely.
anti-happy people.
Yeah,
So to kind of wrap it up to your thing, so you think a lot of these over politicized people just aren't happy?
Yeah. Politics is inherently unhappiness.
and it didn't used to be.
No, they shot a couple Kennedys and it's all been downhill since.
Yeah. Well, once they killed Harambe. Yeah. Shout out Harambe.
That did open a portal, and I have a whole theory on that.
Oh no!
But no,
You and your portals.
you and your port.
It's starting to look like one.
If you can't make sense of it, it's a portal in New Orleans. How did I end up in a fucking coffee shop? I don't
Marty's
know.
multiverse.
Yeah. Marty's standing there and somebody's going, on your left.
No, I don't know. Like,
Tighten up your shield, Marty.
Yeah.
but no, we're talking about like Danica Patrick as a podcast. We have a podcast.
Joe Rogan has a podcast.
Yep. I think the only three podcasts in the world are us, Danica Patrick, and Joe Rogan. I'm joking around. But it's like the sheer fact that anyone could buy. We have this room. I mean, it's a lot for money to buy all these camera stuff because we're poor people. But anyone could pretty much do whatever they want now. And I've always like wondered, is this better or is it worse? Record labels are pretty much, they don't exist anymore. The streaming rights will screw you because no one's really making any money. You still got to go tour as a band and sell a t-shirt. You got comedians that come up with these specials, and actually, if you ever see a comedian have a special on Netflix, they gave it to Netflix because they're just using it as a trailer to go see them at a club.
Right.
Let me ask you this. When you sit down to eat, no matter where it is, and you have a plate, do you care where your utensils, napkin, drinking glasses, do you care about any of that whatsoever?
I prefer it off the floor, but yeah, no.
I actually know. You know what? Yeah, I only have 2 forks in my drawer of the house that I like, and I really like when I can get those forks. I'm actually bizarre about these forks.
So what I'm getting at is sometimes when you go to a wedding, you go to a banquet.
Yeah.
Okay? You have your plate, everything's set up, napkins there, folded, either in a square or animal shape, whatever the hell it is, right? And you got a couple goblets for drinking, okay? Then you go home. You have a paper plate, maybe a plastic fork, because you don't want to do dishes.
Yeah.
But then you go to another restaurant, and they have everything folded up in just a plate. If you have the same dish and it tastes the same through all 3 experiences, was anything actually different? Or was it just the experience of sitting there with the plate and how everything is set up?
I firmly believe that going out to eat is more about the ambiance and the surrounding than it is about the food.
So it's about the experience.
It's about the experience. I would prefer to eat at home. I really just, I like the quiet. I don't like having to hear everyone else's conversations.
Some people just want the meat of it. I don't care about the presentation of the meal, okay? Because in all 3 situations, it's tasting the same. It looks the same. Well, maybe a little different, okay? But the experience, now, does that make it taste better?
No, Marty putting beans in tacos makes it taste better.
So
That happened once.
But what I'm getting at is when things are set up in a certain way, even though everything tastes the same and everything, you get a different experience. And sometimes that brings happiness to somebody else.
Oh, sure.
It's the same meal, but I got a Chinette,
We have a floor
paper
show
plate.
over here for this, or
Right.
I've got TV on. I'm sitting here with my paper plate.
And there's some happiness in the simple things or in the more elegant.
So I could tell you 2 dishes that the way we serve them in this country completely make them. Fajitas on a non-sizzling platter, it could be the same fajitas, but if that platter's not sizzling coming to your table, you're not excited.
You know, that's a fake sizzle, by the way.
Yeah, it's
they
completely
put
fake
water in they put water to make it sizzle.
Yeah, it still gets me hyped though. And the other, oysters. Hear me out. Get a big, because it comes out in this awesome tray. Ice, and they're all presented to you, and there's like horseradish and this, that. What if they just scraped them all and gave them to you in a bowl? Like, here you go. It's the same meal, but it sucks.
Well, no,
It
because the
sucks.
bowl just looks like a bowl of snot.
So it's not the actual taste of the meal. It's the presentation of the meal that equates to happiness.
Yes, snot
That's
rocks
interesting.
Is
especially.
that actually happiness then? Because you're basing it off of a presentation. Remember, I said 3 meals, but they taste the same thing. They're going to look similar, okay?
I definitely wouldn't trust myself eating oysters at home.
So is happiness just the presentation of life, the situation, the dinner? Or is it actually the taste of that meal?
Oh God, that's hard. That's hard. I don't know how to answer it because perception's huge. Perception
Is
could
reality.
trump.
It is reality.
Or it could trump reality, depending on how you look at it. Because
But if you close your eyes and, like I said, the meal tastes the same, now you're just going off a presentation, but somebody that can't see is not going to see that presentation, but all 3 meals stay the same.
that is a philosophical question. And if I look at it practically with meals I enjoy and other things, yeah, it matters.
So presentation over than the actual
Well,
accomplishment
well, see,
of...
Or who you're with.
who you, but see, but okay, but you're
I mean,
saying
if you're eating by
Oh,
yourself,
okay, right. Those are outside things. Like okay, the 3 meals are the same. Whatever.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say lasagna. It's the same freaking lasagna on every plate, but it's presented a different way. Now you just added more ambiance.
No, it
okay? And
depends.
That's fine. I'm not
Is
saying
the
it's wrong.
lasagna coming out of a stover's tray?
Well, of course.
Okay, so now you're adding something else, but they still taste the same.
No, Stouffer's lasagna is
All
different.
right,
For the
hold on, 'cause
situation,
now I'm
with
trying
what
to
I'm
really
saying.
dig into this one, and I love Stouffer's 2-pound family entrees as well.
We can tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
they
we
get,
can with the
hey, they'll present it in the Stouffer's tray, and then I'll put it in a glass tray, and then put it in something else. But it's still the same.
Still the
thing.
same meal.
It's the presentation of it.
You know what's weird? There, again, terminally online person like me. There was a lady who got popped in California for serving Popeye's chicken in her 5-star restaurant.
I remember hearing about this.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it was 2 chicken strips. She would put on a chicken and waffle style dish. She didn't really have a fryer. She liked Popeyes. Popeye was on the street, so every couple hours they'd bring in an 18-pack of chicken strips. But she was charged like $37 for the dish because it was a high-end restaurant, and people
everyone
would
loved
pay
it.
Okay.
And I bet you, so in a weird way, can perception trump reality? Because then once you get into glass,
No. Wait. No. The reality is that
Yeah, the reality is
everything tastes the same. The dishes are the same. The presentation is the outside world, the plate, the forks, the napkin, the company, the oven. Okay, but but the meal is the same. It tastes the same. Nothing changes.
A lot of that would be the person eating it too. I mean, you look at that.
Yeah, imagine somebody who doesn't like Stouffer's lasagna.
You're sitting there at home eating
Blackball.
it because you want to be at home eating it.
Immediate blackball.
You go to this restaurant because, you like listening to the few people that are in there. You go to the high-end restaurant because, well, I just wanted to try it.
Well, I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong, but what is actually happiness for this situation? Is it the taste of the meal, or is it the presentation and everything outside of it that creates the meal? You can be sitting by yourself and enjoy the meal just as much with company. True. But for some people, that presentation, the fork and the knife was actually in the right place. I had a water goblet. I had a pudding glass. Okay. Some people will know what I'm talking.
Eating?
Pudding wine. You never heard of it? Anyways. Okay.
I've never heard of that.
So-
I've never heard of that. You're eating way too fancy.
Okay. So some places there's like 3 glasses. There's water, there's wine, and then there's like dessert wine. Okay.
like an ice wine.
Yeah, pudding
Okay,
wine or
yeah.
something. Okay. So they'll have that. All right. There's the plate. Then there's 2 forks. There should be 2 spoons, or sometimes there's just the soup spoon, and that's all it's used for. And then you have your meat knife or just a
Butter
plain
knife.
butter knife. Okay.
Yeah, but
And
there's a
that's all
chilled
for
salad
you.
fork, a regular
But sometimes when you go, like, okay, to Waffle House, here's your plate. Here's a paper
They hand you a little
napkin.
bag with
And
some
then,
silverware.
wow, is that waffle the greatest thing you've ever tasted, or what?
According to
Now,
Marty,
is it
yes.
because of the taste of the waffle, or is it because of everything else that is added to the ambiance of
100%.
fist fights?
No, that waffle would probably suck.
to
at
the
home.
presentation and you enjoying that meal? All that
Oh my
ambiance.
God, that is so much to think about.
Yeah, Marty. Is the fist
me,
fight
it's
happening
just the
behind you
person.
make
I
that
mean-
waffle taste better?
It's like having a hamburger meal at one place. I'm hungry. This fulfills my need. I'm good with this. When I go to a restaurant, I really don't pay much attention to who's eating around me. Once there's
That's
enough
fine.
people in there, my hearing goes south, and I can't tell what you and I could be sitting side by side. There's 25 other people that are talking. I can't understand what you're saying because it's just a lot of noise in my ears. I sit a lot of times at restaurants and just kind of look around. Anna will look at me and she'll say something. I'm like, what? And she goes, is everything all right? I said, yeah, I just zone everything. I'll finally just zone everything out, enjoy my food. I'm good with that. I don't need much more.
I
than
was
that.
actually dealing with the family hibachi dinner on Friday. Like, once the guy's like banging swords around and like throwing shrimp, I can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
It was good shrimp.
But okay, you said zone out. That's a good thing, because when you're in that zone, you're just
I'm there
everything
for
comes
my
together.
happiness.
Right. Everything comes together. Whether it's mostly we use the zone for sports, but
Horseshoes
it can
are
happen.
bullshit.
Yeah, it can happen anywhere.
Oh, I got some bad news, guys.
Horseshoes are bullshit?
No, I don't think the question I asked at the beginning of this, I don't think we found out anything.
No, we didn't. But great episode.
I'm leaving here with way more questions than when I started.
Well.
Also,
See a
horseshoes
call
and
at 1 in the
bullshit.
morning going, what do you think of this, Jim? Marty, I don't know. I'm going back to sleep. Love talking to you.
You'll never stare at your waffles the same way again.
Why are you calling me at 6 a.m.?
Pudding wine.
Pudding wine.
It haunts me. But either way, guys, it's something I've been thinking about. And I guess at the end of the day,
Still be thinking about it.
yeah, 40 is coming up July 3rd. And I really hope I use these years well. And I hope I use the next 40 better.
Amen. I will
Cheers,
agree to
brother.
that. Cheers.
Yeah, to Marty's 40 years of unhappiness. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, what you said.
And all of our fans, once he gets that race date locked in, we'll be posting up. And hopefully
Yes.
all of us will be out there that weekend.
Oh, I want to.
I will try to post it on as many Facebook sites as I can because I'm gonna try to meet up with them this week and get that on the books and ready to go because I think it'll be an absolute
If you
blast.
could somehow make September 12th happen, I'd love you forever.
I will see what I can do.
Thanks, sir.
But I also
We'll give you
said-
all the dates we're available to work around.
No, that's the date, September 12th. And I'm blowing off Rosicrucians.
I want to get it set up to where also the shrine can set up something on the hospitals. The grotto can set up something for the Humanitarian Foundation and any other groups that want to. We'll have a separate,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say a quieter area because there's no such thing as the racetrack, but an area where people have questions.
I
they
would
come up
love if
questions.
we could get a co-table between the Grand Chapter of Indiana, Illinois, half rah-rah, half armscath.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
See what we can do.
Love it.
Well, that's our episode. Everyone, thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, please like this episode and subscribe.
Don't forget to comment.
Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Everyone loves to do that.
And don't eat Cheetos off the floor.
Oh, it's fine. Go ahead.
You did.
Don't follow what I do.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more.
Love you guys.
Share the truth.